Hey everybody, this is Tracy here with another edition of A View from Tracy's Point. And you guys are very lucky because this is your fourth video from me today. But I promise you guys it is definitely going to be my last video today. I posted 3 videos regarding the R. Kelly case earlier today regarding some motions and some responses, and then I also posted a video about Tory Lanez being arrested when he attended his hearing with in the Meg Thee Stallion case, and you guys can go and check that out. And so in the comment sections of 2 of the videos that I posted on R. Kelly, I did make a comment, pin a comment in the discussion section, letting you guys know that Judge Donnelly had responded to Jennifer Bonjean's request to delay his sentencing or adjourn his sentencing until after the completion of the Northern District of Illinois case. And Judge Donnelly quickly came back. One of the videos I did was about the prosecution's response, saying that it didn't need to be delayed. You know, Jennifer Bonjean joined this case in October of last year, blah, blah, blah. Well, Judge Donnelly responded, and she basically said that she was going to deny the request for adjourning the sentencing until after his Northern District of Illinois court case. However, she would grant an extension to June 16th for his sentencing, and she also notated that they had received the report, the pre-sentence reports had came in, and that any objections or whatever were due by April 19th. And so now Jennifer Bonjean is hot, like she is on Twitter, you know, going off saying that they've messed with the wrong person. Not her words, my words, but she is upset. And so she filed a motion for reconsideration, or order motion to continue sentencing. And so I'm going to go ahead and read that to you guys. Like, she got me on fire, right? She's upset, now I'm upset. So please forgive me, and plus I'm tired. So I'm going to go ahead and read this to you guys, what she wrote to Judge Donnelly. She says, "Dear Judge Donnelly, defendant respectfully submits this letter requesting that this court reconsider its order denying defendant motion to adjourn his sentencing hearing, where defendant was not afforded the opportunity to reply to the government's letter filed only yesterday. Even if this court declines to reconsider its order, defendant files this letter to ensure that the record adequately reflects his objections to the government's position." So they didn't even give her a chance to respond to the letter. Well, she did. I think she did come back and say, I thought I read something earlier where she did respond. But anyway, I can't remember what it is, so I don't want to put false information out if she in fact did not give a formal response. Then she goes on to say, undersigned counsel received defendant's probation sentence report today that reflects the probation's view that defendant is eligible for a sentence of imprisonment of life. Like, they really want to give this man life in prison for screwing a bunch of groupies. And even if they were 16 or 17 years old, none of these heifers was virgins. They were already out there slinging it like it was hot. Okay, and you're going to give this man life in prison over this BS? Like, there are people that have murdered people and didn't get life in prison, and you're going to give him life in prison over some damn groupies. So it says, apart from a sentence of death, Defendant faces the most severe sanction available in our criminal justice system. Notwithstanding the stakes, the government asks the court to prioritize the accuser's schedules over defendant's right to a fair sentencing hearing, which will invariably be compromised by his inability to speak openly and candidly to a mitigation expert as another massive federal prosecution looms. The government scoffs at the notion that defendant would say anything to a potential mitigation expert that would incriminate him in the Northern District of Illinois matter, suggesting that undersigned counsel's concerns are disingenuous. The government knows or should know that any statement made by a defendant, even statements that are seemingly exculpatory, implicate Fifth Amendment concerns. Incriminating response. We refer to any response, whether inculpatory or exculpatory, that the prosecution may seek to introduce at trial. The government feigns incredulity, knowing full well that a defendant's trial, it did not hesitate to introduce statement evidence and argue the most nefarious inferences therefrom. In short, it is not quite as simple as choosing not to incriminate himself. The risk of inadvertent self-incrimination is particularly high where defendant's entire life must be explored. After all, the prosecution of defendant was an unrelenting attack on his life, his character, and his habits for over 25 years. As a reminder, mitigation explores the whys of a case and involves the presentation of information that explains inter alia why a defendant is unique and why he behaved in a particular manner. Because the prosecution's argument in aggravation will focus on a quarter century of defendant's life, a mitigation expert will have no choice but to ask defendant intimate questions about every aspect of his life, including matters that are relevant to pending litigation. It is naive to conclude that defendant can freely and meaningfully participate in that process without potentially prejudicing himself in his pending Northern District of Illinois case. Defendant is his best source of mitigation, but he will be hamstrung if this sentencing hearing is conducted before resolution of the Northern District of Illinois case, where this court has already agreed to adjourn the hearing until June 16. It seems a small ask to continue sentencing an additional 8 weeks to ensure that defendant is afforded every constitutional safeguard to which he is entitled. It's only his life on the line. As for undersigned counsel's competing professional obligations, the trio of AUSAs assigned to this case are not exactly in a position to appreciate the unique burdens of private attorneys who run small law firms. Undersigned counsel is entirely capable of handling more than one matter at a time and routinely does, but she is commencing a jury trial in Los Angeles on May 23, 2022 that will last at least 2 weeks. At the same time undersigned counsel filed her appearance in this case, there was a team of defense attorneys poised to handle defendant's sentencing hearing. For reasons that only became apparent after reading the troubling record in this case, those attorneys were forced to withdraw, leaving undersigned counsel alone to handle all aspects of the litigation. With that said, undersigned counsel has no conflict with the June 16, 2022 sentencing date, assuming her trial does not last longer than expected. However, undersigned counsel's concerns remain that defendant faces a Hobson's choice of risking his Fifth Amendment privileges in favor of fully and meaningfully participating in an interview with a mitigation expert or foregoing that process and cheating himself of fulsome mitigation evidence that could be valuable to this court in fashioning an appropriate sentence for the defendant. Accordingly, defendant respectfully asks the court to reconsider its order. Respectfully submitted, Jennifer Bonjean. And then there were a couple of notes. that says the government suggests that defendants' concerns can be alleviated because the mitigation report can be filed under seal, and the AUSA's promise not to share any information from the report with their colleagues in the Northern District. With all due respect, the government's proposal does not sufficiently protect defendants' Fifth Amendment rights. And as I stated in my previous video, why in the HELL would anybody trust these prosecutors to seal and not share information? And then another note said this court entered a scheduling order granting defendant until April 7th in which to file a reply to the government's opposition, and then didn't even give her the opportunity to file the reply, just went ahead and changed the dates. But I thought, I thought she sent something in, but maybe it was the video that I did earlier that I'm thinking of. So guys, they are really trying to give this man life in prison. Like, what does any of this prove? Like, what is the point? And all them heifers out there that is behind this and responsible for this, nothing good is going to happen in any of their lives because this is so wrong and so dirty. And, you know, I'm not saying that a grown man should be having sex with teenagers. But what I'm saying is them teenagers was already having sex, okay? And to be trying to send this man to jail for life when these heifers was coming after him, when they were trying to get with, they are just as much responsible as he is for whatever transpired between them. And you're just going to tell me that you're going to send somebody to life for prison over some voluntary coochie? Like, are you freaking kidding me? Anyway. That's it for me, y'all. I'm tired. I really am tired. Oh, I was going to read y'all Jennifer Bonjean's tweets before I go. And I'm babysitting. I'm tired. Like I told you, I've already done like 4 videos today. This is definitely the last one. Jennifer Bonjean says that the shit is heating up. I'm not the one. Like, telling them, don't play with me, because I'm not the one. And then I'm trying to think, what was the first, I don't even know what maybe that was the first post. And of course, you know, the Kel's supporters on Twitter, they are encouraging her. I think that was the original tweet, and then everybody was responding to that tweet. So she's upset, and rightfully so. So guys, I just wanted to bring this information to you. Go ahead, leave your comments below, rate the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And until the next time, I shall talk to you guys later. Bye bye.